Hello, I'm Sam from Jessup Says. The focus of my channel is to share and educate on how to buy less, buy better. Not necessarily about buying less things, it's about buying something that fits its purpose perfectly and serves you for as long as possible. Now, one of the best things in life is when you're out in public and someone asks you if you're going to a safari or if you're on your way to a local fishing spot. And if you're not experiencing that fairly often, then I'd say you probably need to invest in a vest. I mean, there are many more reasons, and that's what I intend to discuss today. So let's get into it. Probably one of my most worn summer items, my V090 utility vest in beige from Informale. Starting off with the details, the style is the V090, color is beige, and it is of course made in Melbourne. The vest itself features 3 patch pockets on the front with flaps and inverted pleats with bellows. The overall design is vintage with a sports coat style collar design, which is here. There are 4 buttons down the front with the vertical buttonholes, and there are 2 side adjusters in the back. Overall, the fit is quite relaxed. All the buttons are horn, and it is lined or self-lined in the fabric that it is made out of, which is a British cotton. There are 4 internal pockets, and I purchased a sized medium. I purchased that size medium on the 11th of the 7th, 2020, so quite a few years ago. Now, I get it, a vest might not be for you, or you might not think it's for you, and honestly I've felt the same way, but this is the garment here that sort of started the whole journey for me in terms of buy less, buy better, in a way. It was my first big garment from Informale, and at over 650 Australian dollars for a vest that I didn't think I was going to wear that often, I was probably suitably hesitant. But Steve from Informale, who you've now all been introduced to, made me feel very comfortable in the vest, and I was clearly curious enough to make the purchase. So here we are, and over those few years, it wouldn't be an understatement to say that this is probably one of, if not my most worn and most versatile things in my summer wardrobe, if not my wardrobe altogether. So today I wanted to share with you all the reasons why that is the case. Now, it's not usual that we start with the construction, but to me the construction, or rather specifically the pockets, are a massive reason why I love this vest. Now, I don't know about you, but I always seem to have a lot of stuff that I need to put somewhere where I'm leaving the house. For me, it's something like a phone, wallet, inhaler, lip balm, and those are just sort of the bare essentials, but often it's a lot more than that. But how do you carry that around without feeling like your pockets, if you're just wearing trousers, are disgustingly full and over comfortable? I mean, excluding a bag, but I don't always want to have, like a bag that I have to carry around with me, whether it's over my shoulder or in my hand. I just want to have free hands. And as an upcoming father, having free hands is going to be even more important to me. So let's talk about pockets. Now, the most obvious pockets you'll see are the 3 patch pockets on the front, which all feature the bellows and pleats, meaning they're able to expand to accommodate a lot of different items. But what goes in there, I hear you asking, so let me tell, or rather show you. First things first, I don't use this tiny pocket up here. I don't know why, I just don't. You absolutely can. It's tight because I never use it, but it is a fully functioning pocket. If you think of what I should put in there, then let me know. So what about the other 2 big pockets? Well, you could fit 12 graphic markers in one and a crossword notebook in the other. If you were going on an exploration or an outdoor picnic, you could fit a 500-gram block of butter in one and a very large water bottle in the other. Or another thing that I think a few of you may appreciate knowing is that you can store at least 5 baby newborn nappies in one pocket and then a full pack of baby wipes in the other pocket, which is pretty much unrivaled in its ability to provide options and pockets for whatever it is you're doing. And we haven't even got to the inside yet. So let's say you've got 5 nappies and a pack of wipes in the external pockets, making them basically full. What do you do with all your essential stuff? Well, that's where the inside comes in handy. So you've got your phone in the breast pocket, you've got your glasses there that slide perfectly into the pen slot if you're more of a pen person, and below that I keep my wallet and my inhaler. My lip balm goes in there, and then maybe a pair of keys. And then on the other side, whilst I typically don't put anything in there, you could fit a ton of extra stuff. For example, if I need to take my cap off for some reason, I can fit a whole cap in that pocket, or even a full bottle of wine. I have tried. Like I said, whatever you need to carry, this vest has got you covered, literally. Now, this is what I would consider outerwear. In summer, it gets worn over a t-shirt, and in winter, it gets worn with and amongst thicker layers, either over or under a jacket, or however you want to wear it to add those pockets and another layer in terms of wind and protection against your chest. It's a nice, comfortable layer, and I think it looks really nice in the right context. Typically, in terms of fit, this means that I would lean towards a larger size, being that I'm considering it outerwear. But in this instance, because I often wear it with just a t-shirt, and this is probably the predominant way that I'd wear it, I decided to keep it with a medium because I like the sort of nice, sleek look that it allows me to enjoy. And I've clearly enjoyed that decision because I really enjoy wearing it and I find it very, very comfortable. It's a very simple and comfortable garment to wear. As for the fit more specifically, well, when I do all the 4 buttons up all the way, the collar fits really nicely. It's a bit like how a sports coat or a suit jacket might fit. It's meant to sort of hug neatly against the neck and be neat. You don't want any sort of like bulking or anything like this. You want to just see really neat. Then you've got the lapels, which again are very sports coat-like, and you want them to sit nice and clean flat against the chest, and you don't want any pulling anywhere. The armholes are nice and large, which allows for plenty of movement, and my back has plenty of room even in the medium. At the bottom of the armhole where my lat sort of sits just here, there's probably an inch either side when I'm not flexing, so there's tons of room to be plenty comfortable enough. The body fits very straight. It's kind of a boxy and fisherman-esque cut, which is comfortable once again and provides plenty of room. The length is about where a shirt would sit if it were untucked, which is about sort of in line with my wrists. So I hope that gives you some context. It gives a really nice sort of silhouette and really nice proportions. Overall, as we know, if something fits well, we tend to wear it a lot, and that just so happens to be the case here. So it fits well and I wear it a lot. And finally, the materials. This material was quite stiff and robust feeling, which is kind of what you'd expect out of a British sourced cotton. And that's typical of British fashion. It becomes incredibly soft and luxurious over time, just as this has. It's one of those fabrics that sort of gets better and better with age. And surprisingly, when I've gone into the Informale store and compared it to a brand new one, the actual color itself had barely changed at all. Now, don't get me wrong, it's beige, so it does get covered in stuff occasionally, but I regularly put it through a wash with other beige or white things, and they come right out with no issues at all. To this day, the fabric gets better and better every time I wear it. In terms of other qualities, it's sort of warm but not hot. Obviously, I wear it a lot in the summer, but the fact that it is self-lined means that it is actually surprisingly wind resistant, which is great because for some reason in Melbourne, it's particularly windy all the time at the moment, and wind is the worst type of weather without a doubt. So anytime I can avoid the wind, I do. So how do I actually wear my vest? Starting off with probably my most casual and most common outfit in terms of tops, which is of course the white t-shirt and the vest. On the bottom, I often wear a pair of shorts if it's really hot. As for shoes, loafers are the usual go-to, or more recently I've been trying to go through my Crown Northamptons to get them broken in. To add something a bit more, but this time we're talking warmer, not necessarily formality. This time we're changing into chinos and a wool knit, which is also beige, and of course that vest goes over the top of it all. It's my beige on beige fit that's been known to get me called beige boy, but I rep that to the fullest, and once again I'm going to add my pair of crowns to make that full beige look. And of course you can add a beige cap. It's sort of the full beige boy look. Finally, for something a bit different than it being worn as a layer, we're going to wear it as a layer, and this time we offer another jacket layer as the topmost layer. I do this when it's really windy outside, and this fabric is sort of ideal, and as I mentioned earlier, a great wind barrier. If you want something that's not completely beige, you can pair it with blue jeans and the work shirt to make it sort of that high contrast look. Add the hat again and pair it with a pair of loafers or the crowns or a pair of Adidas. It's all very simple, it's all very clean, and that's where the vest is just sort of at its best. It's also added a bit of style and a little bit of flair. And there we have it, my updated review of my V090 vest from Informale. An extremely useful and very comfortable garment that I found myself really enjoying wearing. Sometimes we just want something to pull over whatever we're wearing already. Load it up with a ton of random crap and get out the door. And if that sounds like you, then maybe a vest is what you're looking for. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Links are in the descriptions as always, and look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Cheers.